What is going on YouTube? And this is going to be another short episode here because I have a lot of things to do. So on today's giant set, I'm going to be teaching you how to do the singles deadlift, where you're primarily going to be focused on that bottom portion of the deadlift because it's a lot easier to lift it once and then maintain that tension throughout the lift. And I'm also going to be doing some ab mat sit-ups in between as well. This is just a great antagonistic movement to do to the deadlift. And I'm going to be doing the assault bike as well for extra conditioning. If you've never done one of these before, they are brutal. And that's going to be the giant set for the day. Now I've actually got an accurate verification of how much these chains weigh. So both of them together combined on the bar is going to be 45 pounds. I thought they were 20 pounds each, but it turns out they were 22.5 pounds each. So that makes it 45 pounds even. So I'm going to add that to the lift. And these are really just training tools. That's all they are. It's a lot lighter on the bottom, and then as you ascend to the top, it gets heavier and heavier. And you really feel it more once the bar is really heavy. Then those chains become a nuisance as you're trying to lock it out at the top. And I'm going to be using these chains to help me build my single deadlift. Now, before I injured my bicep, I used to get my air at the top of the lift, and then I would be able to hold that brace as I descended down to the bar, and then I'd have a lot of power in order to explode back up. But now, since I'm starting to do the deadlift with straps now, and you can use straps with strongman because that's actually allowed in competitions versus like powerlifting. I believe you still have to use some type of grip that's approved by the commission. But in strongman, you're allowed to use straps. So I like to use figure 8 straps, and I have to start at the bottom of the lift now. I can't start at the top anymore because you got to strap yourself down to that bar. So as a result, I found that I wasn't very powerful because I'm unable to get into a really solid position to hold that brace like I can when I get my air at the top. So I've had to practice really hard about how to get that explosiveness and that same power that I have when I do a mixed grip and I'm able to get my air and my brace at the top of the lift. So in this case, because that guy was creeping in my video, so I had to switch the camera angles. Clearly he's the one at fault and I'm the one that is doing everything right, obviously. When I decided to dial it back for my deadlift because I've been going heavy a lot, then I like to use the chains and I like to just practice my singles. So essentially you'll see my first rep here, I completely reset and then I go again. It's a lot easier just to maintain that and lightly tap the bar to the ground because that tension's already there. Completely relaxing my brace and having to start all over again from the bottom for 3 reps as I go up is a perfect way to build that singles deadlift. So that way, when I am going for a 1 rep max, I'll have plenty of practice and those muscles are strong and familiar from that bottom position. And one trick I've kind of learned to make myself more powerful is 2 things. With the stone, I found it's easier to raise my hips and then push them down. So you'll see that's what I do here. I raise my hips and then I press down. And that kind of gets me into the other exercise that I do a lot, which is the leg press machine. I'm essentially getting myself into a standing leg press position. So that way I'm able to train both the leg press to better my deadlift, but it's also those same mechanics as doing a deadlift. It's the same thing as sitting in a leg press machine. So getting myself in that position and doing that hip movement has really made me much more explosive in the deadlift from the singles position. Now as I come up to my top set, coming up here, I've done this weight before, but it was on an axle bar and I believe it was 400 pounds on the bar and those 45 pound chains for 3 singles. So this is essentially going to be 5 pounds more with the barbell. So you'll see I'm going to practice all those mechanics right now. And I must tell you, I was feeling it because I've been doing other stuff lately that's been going heavier. And deadlift is now taking a backseat and I'm starting over again. But I couldn't be happier with how this went. Because as I look at this video now and I check out my form, my brace, and all of my technique patterns that I've used, I'm in a really healthy and strong position. And that last one was a grind. The 450 pounds went up 3 times in a single format. And I did other stuff after this, but the gym was going to get crowded in a minute, so I had to end it there. I really appreciate everybody stopping by and watching my video, and I'm just going to leave you here for next time. I'll see you next time. Thanks.